Welcome back, everybody, to the 321 Screw Weekly Throwdown. We're your hosts, Big Shot Joe, along with Captain Bill. Captain Bill, why don't you say hello to the folks? Say hello. Sup.
Sup.
I thought you would have been more happier. You would have been like, yo, what's up, everybody? I don't feel like you're enthused about this, man. This is the Weekly Throwdown.
Stop bossing me.
I'm not bossing.
No, man.
Who's bossing? I ain't bossing.
What's happening, folks? Back again. We missed last week,
We sure did.
fortunately. Someone was out of town, so...
For a wedding for one of my best friends, Brandon Cologne. So big ups.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you and Rachel. Yeah. So,
I
but
saw
I'm
a
back.
picture of him wearing a funny wooden bow tie.
I did with suspenders, but you know what? I dug it. I thought I looked stylish. It was cool.
By
It's cool.
stylish, you mean you kind of looked. You reminded me of like either a young Orville Redenbacher.
You said that on Facebook.
Yeah.
Right?
But I also
Right.
could have very well seen you in that attire on a street corner selling newspapers.
Like back in the
Like a
1950s.
newsie. Get your paper here. Read all about it.
Well,
Man gets married.
Well, you know what? I thought it was cool. But you know what? Enough about that.
Memorable.
It's time to talk about the Weekly Throwdown.
This is going to be the weekly throwdown times 2. Whoa.
Why is that?
Because we missed last week.
Oh,
There's
man.
a few things that happened last week, too, that we got to mention.
Well, I didn't get caught up on last week. I got caught up on this week.
Like, one of the big things was
What?
Charlotte Flair
Oh, yes.
showing
Yes.
up on NXT
Yeah. Made her
to
point
confront
known.
Rhea Ripley. And Bianca Belair was in the ring. She felt a little slighted because, you know, she's going to be facing Ripley next at the
For the belt.
yeah, for the belt at the next NXT pay-per-view.
Championship.
So she's, you know, her thing was like, hey,
Championship.
you know, she may not even be the champion come WrestleMania.
I don't know, man. I think they should leave it on Ripley and then let her and freaking Charlotte go at it. I think so. That, or they're going to make it a triple threat.
That would be cool.
Triple threats.
I would like to see, here's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see Charlotte interfere in that title match at the NXT TakeOver.
And she very may well. Now, she may very well do that.
And causing a DQ or whatever. And
yeah.
then they make it a triple threat at WrestleMania. Can you imagine Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley triple threat? WrestleMania. That's definitely a WrestleMania worthy match, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening, but the three of them get in the ring. You know, Charlotte, she's the one who's over. You know, Rhea Ripley is now over.
A triple threat match at WrestleMania with
Bianca
Charlotte
Belair.
will put Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair over.
That's my point. That's what I was leading to.
Everyone will know who they are.
The gun. But yes, you are correct, sir. That's where I was going with all this. It's
Get to it.
It's now, you know,
We got a lot of ground to cover.
whenever they want to bump somebody up, and this is just my opinion, bump them up, they do that. That's kind of how they say you give back.
Yeah.
You know, so like Charlotte's established, she's got the record for the most women's championships in history. And, you know, and so, you know, you got this person who's like, you know, gonna be a megastar. She will be in the Hall of Fame. She will be.
Absolutely. Charlotte?
Charlotte, definitely.
Of course she's going to. She's already has the record. She has won the women's title more times than anyone else. She was 10.
I did just say that.
Yeah. I mean,
all right. Oh, you're
I'm just saying,
agreeing.
that accomplishment alone, it makes you Hall of Fame worthy, man.
Oh, of
I mean,
course.
obviously, if you are no one has won more women's championships ever than Charlotte Flair.
No, and
how could she not be in the? Obviously, she's pretty damn good.
she is damn good.
You know, so
bro, she's one of my favorite
yeah, she'll be a
woman performers.
Absolutely, she will be there.
You know, like I mean, right now too. You look at
If she was to retire today, she's in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, dude. But you got to think too, man. A lot of people don't take into account when you start with the company, you don't go on TV right away, unless you are like some big star from another company that can go to work right away. If you're somebody that's developmental, you're training for so long before they even start using you in dark matches.
Mm-hmm.
You know, before they even start using you on maybe like back in the day when they had Sunday Night Heat. You know, the smaller venue shows, you know?
I liked Sunday Night Heat.
Sunday Night Heat used to be really awesome.
And it was cool when there was a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because Sunday Night Heat was basically the lead-in show.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You know what sucked about me when I was a kid? It was kind of like a tease, bro. Because you'd watch it and you'd see like, okay, Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know, he's talking smack on the microphone to The Rock or whatever. It's like, oh man, I'm getting amped up. And it's like, come on, please get in a brawl before the show. Please get in the brawl before the show.
Yeah.
Nothing. You know what we got? We got Gilbert versus X-Pac. That's what we got. All right? That was the starting match. I rest my case. You don't see Undertaker coming out on a Sunday Night Heat facing Stone Cold Steve Austin. Just doesn't happen.
No.
The one Sunday Night Heat, though, that did stick out, and I know I'm getting off course, but I promise you I have something with this, is that the halftime Heat show was an empty arena show.
I remember that.
Yes.
Mick Foley.
And The Rock. And they tore it up. And you know what? They had some good ratings during the halftime Heat show. But anyways, my point to that is that, you know, when these development stars start, it takes them a long time. So like Charlotte Flair, she could have been in the company like 3-4 years before she even got on the TV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then when she was at NXT, they didn't have
I
a
could be
TV
wrong.
deal. With the time that she was at NXT, they weren't on TV.
I kind of wonder too, though. I'm wondering if she started out at the end of FCW, because NXT was FCW, Florida Championship Wrestling. It became a WWE territory, and then what they did was they rebranded it. NXT was a separate thing at one time. You know, they had like that competition on Sci-Fi or whatever. Yeah. Okay, so then
next.
Yeah, next. Exactly.
That's what NXT kind of
That's what it was.
Stand for.
Like the next generation. So
next superstar.
Yeah. So the thing is cool about that, Hunter has NXT, right? So what did they do? They saw that how the popularity of NXT, that just became the stomping ground, the starting grounds for WWE. Now
it was the minor league.
Right. So now that you see Charlotte coming in and she's challenging Rhea Ripley, right? You're gonna probably see some stars flip flop, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty much since they. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Sorry, bro.
Since they got the TV deal, you know, NXT has, you know, they got more.
They've been kicking ass in the.
They got more notoriety, you know, they had more exposure.
Yeah.
And people started realizing, whoa, this is good stuff. And they started, now they have, NXT has legit stars now.
Oh,
now, I'm not talking about Finn Balor who went back, or the Charlotte Flair possibly going back.
Adam Cole.
I'm talking, Adam Cole, the whole Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ciampa.
Ciampa. Velveteen Dream, Matt Riddle. I mean, those guys, even though Matt Riddle is pissing people off.
He is, bro.
But still, he's over with the crowd. Joey Gargano, you know, like I said, Ciampa.
Roderick Strong.
You know, well, he's part
of the Undisputed Era. Keith Lee. I can't believe
Keith
you left him out.
Dijakovic.
Dijakovic. He's good, too.
That's who's Keith Lee and Dijakovic's having the match. At the next pay-per-view, too, they're facing each other.
You know what I like about this show that we do? We could just talk about anything in wrestling, bro. And,
oh, yeah.
And it's great. Like, we had this whole format set up. We were just gonna go from show to show to show. I kind of like this right now.
Yeah,
man.
we just
let's just
ranting.
let's just let
We're
it
just
ride.
ranting.
No plans.
We're rapping,
Screw
man.
the paperwork.
We're rapping. No, I still have important stuff written down that I want to remember.
I ain't got shit. But anyways,
No, man, we're just new boot goofing.
new boot goofing. I like that, man. I've never heard that before. You probably have never heard that before up until you just said that.
No, I
New
heard
boot
it's
goofing.
it's from Reno 911. If anyone out there who is watching us has watched that show, and you know it was when Dangle went and picked up his new boots.
By the way, oh, hey, whoa, 1 second. I want you guys to take a second, hit that red subscribe button, please, and then hit that notification bell so you can get all the latest product from the 321 Screw. And, give me 1 second, go ahead and give us a thumbs up to show us your support, help us get our channel over. Let us hit that goal of 150 subs, guys. Come on, you can do it. We're 8 away. Alright, I'm good. I had to say that now.
What he said.
Yeah.
Damn!
You were thinking the same thing. I love it.
Ah. Yeah.
Woo! Okay.
So yeah. Anyways, but
What was some of the stuff you wanted to bring up today?
It's
Let's talk.
One other thing, real quick, I just want to happen to mention too, for those of y'all out there who watch Impact.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Grace.
I don't like the new Impact.
Jordan Grace is the new. Well, for the first, this is her first women's title. She's the new women's champion. She beat Taya Valkyrie, who was the longest reigning Impact Women's Champion. She's held the title longer than any other one.
Has she held the title as long as Chris Jericho has held the AEW Championship?
I don't know, but there's
Did
nobody
you know
who's held the title longer than Jericho. He is the
AEW.
longest reigning, AEW champion. As we've said before, time and time again, longest reigning AEW champion. He's the youngest AEW champion.
He's the
ever.
oldest.
He's
AEW
the oldest
champion.
AEW champion ever. He's held the AEW championship more times than anyone else in the company ever.
Ever. Until he loses it for the first time. Then all those records
And
change.
he is also undefeated he has never lost a title defense of that AEW championship. Ever. You understand? That's
Greatness. Damn, bro, why don't you go on a date with him if you like him so much?
Now, I just like pointing out that fact.
Because Jericho's
That's
awesome.
fact. Because that's what we're all about. We're all about busting some knowledge all up in your melon.
That's right.
I had to go gangster there for a second,
Whoa, dude.
busting shit in people's
Bro,
melons.
you better chill out. You can't begin like that when the lion gets here, bro.
We've had a discussion about that line already.
Screw that lion.
So, anyways,
Grandma's Boy, great movie.
Yeah, but Jordan Grace, congrats to you on your first Impact Women's Championship.
Yeah, man. What's going on with RVD and Impact?
I don't know, man. He's
What?
I don't know.
Talk about it. What's going on?
With his backstage antics and
He's
stuff
bringing
that
a
he's
lot
showing.
A lot of
They got him. Yeah, he got him in trouble. They got kicked off of something.
The new TNA arena and stuff.
It's not TNA. It's Impact.
Impact. I mean, I feel like they had to downgrade.
Yeah.
Since they got off TV.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not, because they're not on TV, so I don't get to see a whole lot. It's just it's what I can see online, YouTube, and shit like that. So.
I mean, I don't know, but Impact. I mean, they got some stars there. I mean, a lot of guys.
Oh yeah, I mean.
It's another route.
You got
for wrestlers. I mean, performers. So.
I mean, right now there's Rhino and Tommy Dreamer and RVD. All these guys are there.
RVD, that's right. That's right, and maybe they're the head trainers. For some of these guys,
They have whole Tessa Blanchard.
She's still champion.
Yeah.
Did you know she is the only woman in professional wrestling history to win a men's world heavyweight championship?
Yes.
As far as I know.
So,
just saying.
Yeah, some of the little key things that I want to talk, kind of point out here real quick with between like AEW, Nyla Rose won. She beat Rio, so she's the AEW. She's the new AEW Women's Champ.
What?
There's gonna be a lot of controversy about that because as everyone knows, she is the first transgender wrestler.
Yeah.
She used to be the guy. Now she's not.
I mean, to each his own, I guess. Hey.
But she's the new women's AEW Women's Champion. So there's that. Jake Hager, aka Jack Swagger, will be in his first official AEW match at the next pay-per-view Revolution, where he will be facing Dustin Rhodes.
Dustin Rhodes.
Yes.
I want to tell you something real quick about Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes, man.
It just seems like his career is kind of
skyrocketing.
Just taking. I mean, he caught another wind with it.
Dude, Dustin Rhodes has always been talented.
I mean, and he's out there, but I mean, yesterday he finished a move with a Canadian Destroyer. Someone in his age pulling off the Canadian Destroyer
is pretty impressive. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, dude, that's just an impressive move.
Look, and this isn't like, because my brother runs stuff, so I'm able to. No. He deserves a push.
He can legit wrestle.
Exactly.
Man.
He deserves a push.
Damn good in-ring performer.
And honestly,
and he still got it. Goldust, might have been a goofball.
Goldust was a creepy goofball character at first.
But the bottom line is Dustin Rhodes knows how to wrestle.
Dude. He's the fruit of Dusty Rhodes' loins, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course, man.
It's in that family. Look at Cody.
Look at Cody.
Yeah.
That's right.
But that's going to be interesting, seeing him and Jake Hager.
Jake Hager.
I like his makeup that he wears with over at AEW.
Yeah, he's got the red and black.
It's just
and his new colors is red and black.
But just half of it is painted. Yeah, it's red and black.
He kind of reminds me of Sting with the face paint, though, bro. Like, he changes it up and everything now and then.
Yeah. He does different designs.
For a while he had an obsession with Darth Maul design. He would do a Darth Maul look on his face in WWE as Goldust. It's pretty neat. But
have you ever watched videos of him doing his makeup?
Yeah, dude, he does it like nothing.
Applying it, man. I mean, it takes some time, but yeah, he did all his. That was kind of amazing to find out that he put all his own makeup on.
I'm pretty sure. I bet you just my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe in the beginning he had makeup artists. Maybe it was something he caught on to and he learned how to do it the way he wanted and all that. I don't know.
Could be, or maybe he could just, come up with his own stuff. I mean, maybe he's artistic, and
he is.
I mean, obviously,
Jeff Hardy did it when he would do the face paint. Jeff Hardy did that paint on his face.
Yeah, so
so
to some guys, man, that in itself is like impressive. Therapeutic.
It is, man.
It is. It is
I
something.
Would think so.
Something that they just when they're before they do the match, that's like their little thing. It's just them in the mirror, becoming that character,
that person,
taking on that persona.
Absolutely.
So I could see it being something like that.
Yeah. Well, now you were talking about AEW, didn't you say there was something else for AEW?
Oh yeah, it was. Of course, we got the whole Moxley. Jericho feud thing going, so of course there was
what?
Moxley at the end.
I'm going to say this:
attacked and brutalized by all of Inner Circle, including some new guy that is coming out that apparently has to. I can't remember his name now, but some.
Is he known?
No, some new young kid. I'd never heard of him before, man. But he is a large boy. He's big.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy, man. He come out and kind of did a power move, but yeah, apparently Moxley's got to face him next week. But he's now part of the Inner Circle, which seems
so they
to be
have
growing.
their 6 members.
It seems to be growing.
Can anybody say New World Order for life?
No.
It's gonna become an NWO.
Not the inner circle. No, I think that might be because I don't see him getting big. I would say this might be.
They would be TIC. The inner circle.
The one I personally think is going to be more like NWO, and they're already sort of portraying it that way.
Undisputed Era.
That's NXT, dude.
Oh, okay, you're talking
We're
AEW.
talking AEW.
Oh,
Is
the Dark Order. Yep.
Because there was a whole moment, the Dark Order come out to the ring with somebody. I can't remember who was out there. Oh, I think it was Kenny Omega and Hangman Page.
Hangman Page
had just won their defended their tag titles against SCU.
Yep. And they successfully retained.
Right, and the Dark Order came out, and then the Butcher and the Blade and that chick Bunny come out, and
yeah, she's different.
Yeah,
she is different.
But and then Best Friends came out to the aid of Hang Page and Omega. The Young Bucks come running out
right
to help. So you had. And of course, Orange Cassidy. That dude cracks me up, man. Orange Cassidy's my homie.
He puts it right in his pockets.
He just
that feet thing, bro. I can't.
He cracks me up with that, man.
That feet thing, it gets me, but it works for him.
He does the kicks, then he backs up.
Look.
Does the little shuffle with the little side, sweet shin music.
I used to not like him, but now after watching him,
it cracks me up.
His gimmick,
entertains me.
It is, man. It entertains the hell out of me. It's he'll jump out of the ring with his hands in his pocket and land.
He'll jump from the top rope with his hands in his pockets.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, bro.
Somebody will hit him and he'll go down on the ground with his hands still in his pockets, and then he'll do that Shawn Michaels, kick up thing.
But with his hands in his pockets.
Still in his pockets. Yeah. And then deliver a real kick.
Right.
It's just a drop kick.
I would see him I remember when his character was coming up first, people were...
But I'm wondering, when will I ever actually see him, really in a legit match?
That's the thing.
Is he actually a wrestler, or is he more of a...
gimmick.
Not a gimmick, but
like something like Hornswoggle,
almost
something like
a valet, or manager, or
he's wrestled, but it's not. I know what you're saying, like the full out brawling, really see what he can do.
Right,
technical. Yeah. He's winning all the time. He's getting championships, stuff like that. Hey, he may. I mean, it just could be something that's... I mean, dude, it's working for him.
Yeah.
It's working for him.
Right, but I mean, he's not really wrestling. Even when he does, he takes part in, 6-man tag teams. Where he's the third member along with Best Friends. And he pretty much stays outside the ring.
And lets them
And then
fight.
they'll tag him and he'll, come in and he'll do, his one little thing. But then he's back out, and one of the other guys are back in again.
Maybe it's in his contract, cannot wrestle longer than a few minutes. I
don't know.
So, but
I'm just wondering what what that story is. But
it's working for his character. He still makes me laugh. It does, and that's the thing, dude. You got gimmicks that they create for comedy. You got gimmicks that they create for the high-flying, death-defying. You got your mega hero star. You got the ultimate villain star, you know what I mean? And then you got the tweeners that are like the mid-card, I look at it, where they could go either way. They use them as fillers.
So, talking about with AEW, next week. Next week they're going to have a big... there's going to be a big tag team battle royal for the #1 contender spot.
Since...
yeah. And also, I believe this is next week too. It's
or whatever.
Pac and Omega are going to have an Iron Man match. That should be pretty good.
Is it going to be 1 hour?
I don't know.
AEW should do it. Pac, let me tell you something, dude. I'm happy for Pac.
That is one jacked up little dude.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of Benoit.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, like, but Pac, let me tell you something, dude.
There he is.
He was talented.
Benoit. Right up there.
Right. He was talented. He still is talented.
You know why he's hanging on the wall up there?
Do not say what I think you're gonna say.
What was I gonna say?
I don't want to. I don't.
I'm just asking if you know
just
why
say
he's hanging on the wall up there.
No, I don't.
Because I don't have any gym equipment to hang him from.
Yeah, he said that.
I didn't. There's a line. I crossed it.
You did.
Oh man.
Cut that line. So.
Woo! I done went and did a cornet.
Yeah, dude, you know what? If they call you tomorrow and say you're fired, they better not fire me because of your antics. I swear.
Dude, we're cool.
We're cool, you know the owner?
I sleep with him.
He said. Woo! Anyways. So, why don't we jump into some NXT highlights, bro? I think we're ready to talk about some Undisputed Era, Finn Balor, Joey Gargano. I will take it over.
Some highlights here. Mention some things going on with the old NXT.
Well, first and foremost,
we talked about the Ripley
returning from
stuff last week.
Well, returning from injury, Velveteen Dream returns.
Yes, he returned actually last week.
You said we were going to cover 2 weeks, so there you go. He is back, and he is a fan favorite for NXT.
Oh yeah,
He's got. Wasn't he the North American champion?
He was. Roderick Strong took it from him before he went on his little run.
Then you got the Tegan Knox and Dakota Kai feud, which is heating up.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
last night
street fight, right?
Last night, Candice LeRae was taking on Dakota Kai, and Tegan Knox came out in the middle of that one. Yeah, I believe that is going to be a street fight. But, yeah, they're really going at each other pretty good.
Well, and then wasn't this a 4-way match, the Lio Rush match?
No, it was not.
What was that?
It was just Lio Rush versus Angel Garza.
That's right.
For the number one
contendership for the Cruiserweight Championship.
And those dudes put on a match, man.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
It was insane.
I tell you what, man, Lio Rush might have kind of pissed people off when he was up
with Bobby Lashley.
With Bobby Lashley and all that kind of. He stepped on some toes.
But
the dude, man, the dude is legit. Man, he can wrestle.
Yeah.
He is a damn good performer, man. He can pull some stuff off.
Oh, dude, I don't deny it. I've seen it. But my point is, though, I think what happened with him, and this is just my opinion, I could be wrong, but I do think that he kind of did the whole, I moved up, I'm hot shit.
And that's exactly what he did.
He got a chip on his shoulder.
He rubbed some of the veterans the wrong way.
And sometimes there's not a problem with having a chip on your shoulder when you know to use it and when not to use it. The problem was he didn't know when to use it.
Because
it got on a lot of other stars' nerves.
Anyone that's followed wrestling for a while and watched, knows anything about how shit goes on backstage. There is a pecking order, so to speak, man.
There is.
I mean, there's social rankings among the wrestlers.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's
Takers at the top.
Yeah, there's some guys that
I do see that. Like
what they say goes.
Yeah, dude. Like I could see Taker walking in a locker room and actually saying, "So this is how it's gonna go," and. All right, yeah, man, cool.
Yeah, and that's...
I'm just saying, leader of the locker room type of deal,
Right. That's why when they talk about how, like when Booker T was talking about the incident with
Batista.
Batista and Melina and all that stuff on the road, and they had the wrestlers' court, and he talked about it. He was telling what, whenever they had wrestlers' court, Undertaker was always the judge.
Yep.
he was always the judge. I think JBL was like one of the prosecutors, and
Farouk was like the bailiff.
Yeah, they had a full little court,
and they would have the guys and girls sit in on it.
Yeah, because
as an audience.
The Melina was charged with divaism, Booker T said.
Yep. And that was the thing, because at the time Melina was with
Batista.
Well, Melina was she was messing around with Batista. She was with Johnny Nitro.
Yeah.
So that was the issue.
But Batista hurt. He kind of got all bent out of shape about the court stuff, and I guess he came in
and started talking crap
to Booker T.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Apparently that was not the best move on his part.
On Batista?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Booker T gave him a freaking black eye. And then Batista had no choice but to go on TV with a black eye.
Batista, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Booker T, I bet you Booker T could scrap like a mother. I'm telling you,
dude.
Booker T came from the streets,
legit,
bro. He was a legit gangster.
Those scars that he's got all on him.
That shit, he wasn't born with that. That
he didn't
happened
get
by a knife.
He didn't get that, wrecking on his bicycle as a kid.
He was the type of people Tupac would rap about.
Wound scars.
Yeah, man. Booker T was a legit badass, and
him and his brother Stevie Ray.
I bet you Stevie Ray could beat him up though. Look, I know Booker's a big dude and Stevie's a big dude, but let me tell you something.
was bigger than Booker T.
But here's the thing, dude. He's the older brother.
Yeah.
He's got the older brother thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Booker T would be like, man, he can't mess me up, whatever, sucker. But
I loved Harlem Heat, man.
Harlem Heat. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, and I can't finish that because that is a very bad word. You remember when he slipped that up?
I know what you're talking about.
That was hilarious.
He knew immediately when he said
that he messed up, and he did, and you see him go. And Sensational Sherry, standing there looking at him, like.
Stevie Ray didn't miss a beat though, man.
No, he didn't.
Right on going.
And apparently Siri thought I was talking to her. But I don't know what we got on the kid. See, we go from topic to topic to topic. We were talking about Booker T now.
Yeah, I don't know how we even got there.
I don't know, sucker.
But anyway, what were we talking about?
We were on NXT, I think.
I know. What were the last thing we were just discussing? You have the notes there. Read it.
Booker T, Rush, #1 contendership.
Oh, yeah, Leo Rush.
And so back to NXT.
Leo Rush and what he did wrong.
Right.
And then we got into little pecking orders and respect and all that stuff. Yeah, Leo Rush, he wasn't, exactly. He thought he was hot shit. And
yeah, man.
He didn't.
He wasn't, bro.
But. Yeah, he didn't realize that. No, when you first come up, man, you're the bottom of the totem pole, man.
Yeah, man. But I did want to just mention a few things real quick about Monday Night Raw this past Monday.
Go for it, man.
I did.
Did we get everything that we were talking about?
Yeah.
That's all of them.
We hit Bill's list, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. So.
No, we didn't.
Well, which one?
Oh, you didn't mention the
Grimes and Gargano.
Grimes and Gargano match.
Gargano won. Right?
That was That was a great match.
My fault, everybody. My bad.
And then the fact that
R-Truth.
Leo Rush next week with that victory against Angel Garza yesterday, Leo Rush will be facing Jordan Devlin next week for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship.
That'll probably be the main
event. Will be one hell of a match. Jordan Devlin.
Didn't he come?
He's a baller.
Didn't he come from NXT?
NXT UK.
Right. So Monday Night Raw. Just want to point out a few key points.
We should get SmackDown too.
Actually, all right. You know what? Let's go into SmackDown first then.
Because there was a couple things about SmackDown, like the fact that they announced who the Fiend's opponent is going to be at the Saudi show.
Bray Wyatt, you're next. That's what he said. Bill Gerg. Goldberg.
Goldberg.
They get it. They get it. They get it.
Goldberg. Yeah.
You're
That
next.
is.
I love that, dude. It's gonna be cool. I know
That
it's gonna be a hard one for you.
interesting scenario.
You have Bill's hero, Bill Goldberg.
Well, you know, hey man, I'm there's no big secret that I am a big Goldberg fan, man. I always have.
He loves him as much as Chris Jericho.
I was a big WCW fan.
And I was a big WWF fan.
And Goldberg was the man in WCW.
And Stone Cold Steve Austin was the man in WWF.
Exactly. So,
right.
But anyways, Goldberg. I mean, it's Goldberg. So
yeah, dude.
Honestly, you can't have the Fiend just kind of run through Goldberg. You can't.
Nah, it's gotta be.
It can't be a squash.
It's gotta be at least like a 10-minute match.
And at the same time, Goldberg can't come in and just blow through the Fiend.
Decimate the Fiend, yeah.
Because you're still trying. I know people will say, "Well, he came in and just he came in and took Brock Lesnar out, in less than a minute, with 3 spears and then a jackhammer, and boom."
But that was more of an explosive thing.
But no, that was a different thing because
part of the story.
No, they weren't still trying to put Brock over as this
champion,
this unstoppable force, this beast, this beast incarnate. Brock had been that guy for a long time. So Goldberg, think about it. Goldberg took him out in less than a minute.
He did. He did.
Since that match has happened,
Brock has been unstoppable.
Has Brock become anything less than he's always been?
No.
Or is he still that dominant force in the wrestling? He is
still dominant force. Brock's on top.
Like it or not, Brock Lesnar right now is the
guy.
Yeah, he's the. I know Roman Reigns says it's his yard now and all that.
He's the big dog.
But in all honesty, Brock Lesnar still right now. He is that guy. He is that.
He's the one guy that it's like
beating him is a big deal. If you have a match with Brock Lesnar and you beat him,
that's a big deal.
You've done something. You accomplished something.
You know what I would kind of like to see that never happened?
He's just.
Speaking of that, Brock Lesnar versus Sheamus.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened, folks.
Sorry, I just derail me, man. I'm making a point here.
Go ahead. You got it.
They're still trying to make the Fiend that guy. They're still on the up curve, with the Fiend.
And you know what?
I'm trying to make him, this. This unstoppable.
Maybe somebody interferes.
So in order, you can't have Goldberg squash, the Fiend, and nor can you have the Fiend squash Goldberg.
It's got to be about a 10-minute match.
It's got to be a physical back and forth match.
Clothesline, spears, man of the claws, Sister Abigail.
And I already said. Because at the same time, as much as I would not, to see Goldberg, have the title again would be kind of cool for me. It would be rather nostalgic, again, but feasibly, I don't see they're not going to take the title from the Fiend.
No, but if
not at the pay-per-view right before WrestleMania.
But
But
what if the Fiend was to lose and then he gets his rematch at WrestleMania? They could do that with those two. I don't know. It's just a possibility. But everybody...
I think this Fiend Goldberg match is and should be just a one-off match. I don't think they need to start a series between those two.
Yeah.
Because they need to do that with guys that are more, long term, going to be around.
Exactly.
And Goldberg's not, I mean, he comes now and again. He'll be at the Saudi show, and I see them actually. I see him at WrestleMania, and as having a match with someone, but I don't see him taking the title from Fiend.
I mean, look.
So this is how I would do it. It's gonna, again, like I said, back and forth. Goldberg, gets a 2.5 count a couple times. Same thing. Fiend hits a Sister Abigail.
Goldberg kicks out.
Goldberg kicks out. And then two.
What if Goldberg?
But what's
going to
happen is Goldberg. They can't. Yeah. Here's my thing. If Goldberg hits the jackhammer, the Fiend can't kick out of the jackhammer.
Why not?
Because, man, their finishing moves are called finishing moves for a reason, man.
Yeah,
you gotta protect them somewhat.
Yeah, but look how many times
the jackhammer is
to you.
The jackhammer is one of those moves that when Goldberg hits you with the spear and the jackhammer,
it's over.
It's over. You don't. I mean, it's been that way for long.
In WCW.
And it was that way when he was WWE, dude. When he hit the spear and the jackhammer, there ain't too many of them that kick out.
But here's the point, dude. They've done it.
Would you let me finish before you cut me off? I'm still trying to explain something to you, and you're cutting me off. Let me get it out here. Do you see what I got to deal with? Because I don't think that the Fiend. I don't think they should let him kick out of the jackhammer. And you avoid that by when Goldberg hits the spear, and then he goes for the jackhammer, and when he picks him up to go for the jackhammer, to put it away, the Fiend gets him with the mandible claw.
Yep.
And then he can end it that way. That way, you're still protecting that jackhammer, that spear jackhammer combination, which is supposed to be a case closed. That's a done deal type scenario.
Right. Now my point to that is, but look how many times you had the rock bottom, the pedigree, the stunner. They all got kicked out at one point. The angle slam. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like the tombstone pile driver.
Yes, I understand what you're saying. But again, at the same time, not one of those guys that you mentioned just then were marketed and portrayed and tried to be presented as that Goldberg type character.
Right.
Do you understand? Goldberg, it was a Brock Lesnar type character.
Yeah, it was.
And even though he's still older, I still feel like they need to kind of protect him, because you want to be able to keep that marketability of his name.
Absolutely.
And if you start getting Goldberg starts just getting like squashed in his matches by these people, it's gonna get to be where, like, when you want to bring him in for, like, these one-off little special things, and you try to bring him back, there's gonna be no like hype to it. People will be like, oh, Goldberg, he's calling out this one's next, and be like, oh yeah, okay, well, so what? The last 3 people he's called out, he's gotten beat by, and
right.
So I don't, my point is because, Goldberg, was Brock Lesnar, that type character.
At that
so
time.
you want to try to kind of keep and protect that persona, that image.
Right.
For people. So you can still use him, down the road here and there sporadically, and it's still a big deal. Like, he just out of nowhere come back and, challenges the Fiend. He hasn't wrestled in how long, but it was SummerSlam when he, against Ziggler was like his last one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's been a while, and all of a sudden he wasn't even there. He, via satellite, told, the Fiend that he's next and that's match, and that's what people are talking about. They're talking about Fiend and Goldberg.
Mm-hmm.
You go to YouTube, there's all kinds of videos, where this one's like, reasons why we could see Goldberg winning, or or this and that. It's just like, because it's Goldberg, the Fiend versus Goldberg. It's just like, whoa, that's not not taking anything away from Daniel Bryan or Seth Rollins, but it's this is a legend coming back. One of the most dominant guys in wrestling history. Coming back to specifically to challenge you.
Yeah, I get it.
You can't.
You love Goldberg.
It's got nothing to say.
I know what you're talking
you're
about,
trying to
dude.
twist it around. I'm trying to make a serious point.
I know
You
what your
can't.
point is. I get it. I do.
Then say you get it, and don't just try to make a joke, because I think you don't understand what the
I
hell
was
I'm
doing
saying.
that for our viewers. I understand what you're saying. I know what Goldberg is.
The point I'm trying to make is you can't want to do shit that's going to diminish or take away or turn that image that we always have, and to continue, they still themselves continue to present.
Right. No, I got you.
So that's what makes this match so interesting to me.
Yeah.
Is how are you gonna go about doing this? Because the Fiend needs to win, and keep the title, in my opinion. As much as I'm a Goldberg fan, the Fiend needs to keep the title, but it just needs to be done in a way that
what if the Fiend
it's still,
What if the Fiend gets disqualified?
what
I'm
that's
saying?
the way that could go.
Keeps the belt on him, right? Goldberg technically didn't lose, and the Fiend loses, but he wasn't pinned.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I could see WWE doing that too. That they've done that many times.
Yeah.
So now, but the thing is with Bray Wyatt and Goldberg, yeah, it was kind of out of nowhere. So I mean,
It wasn't kind of out of nowhere. It was straight up out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was. And I'm interested. I want to see what happens. I personally don't care who wins. I just want to see how they do it. That's where I'm coming from with that. Because I like both of them.
Like I said, I still think you got to keep the title on the Fiend, because there's way too much talk and I mean of a Roman Reigns and Fiend WrestleMania. I mean, I keep hearing that, and I keep hearing that.
And I'm sure they are, because I mean Roman Reigns. I'm not saying he's like John Cena, but Roman Reigns has been in that top spot.
But
his
he
spot.
has not been there in like over a year.
Well, yeah, because they've been pushing it over for other guys.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you're gonna need a top guy on SmackDown and a top guy on Raw and a top guy on NXT now. You know what I mean? And so Roman is for SmackDown, I feel. Daniel Bryan's up there too, but he's not the guy.
Yeah. Here's another, talking SmackDown. Here's another little interesting SmackDown that was also, that we also learned. John Cena is going to be making his return.
I did hear about that.
SmackDown after the Saudi show. And I have been hearing that John Cena has, he wants to take part in WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's in Tampa. He lives in Tampa.
Doesn't have to drive far.
Yeah, it's right there in his backyard. And who would you like to see Cena take on at Mania? Because I mean, you start running down the names of the guys that's there. Randy Orton and Edge. You already know that's going to be WrestleMania, as Orton and Edge.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be McIntyre and Lesnar. Odds are it's probably going to be
McIntyre.
Roman Reigns and the Fiend.
Next match. I mean, I could see that happening. Yeah. See that happening. And then you got. I was really surprised they switched up the titles like that, though. I for sure thought SmackDown was going to have the WWE Championship. I thought Lesnar was going to SmackDown and they were going to keep the Fiend on Raw. But
So who would you like to see Cena? You skirted that question. Who
because
would
I
you
don't
like to
really
see
know.
him?
I don't really know, man. I mean, I would like to see Stone Cold Steve Austin come back for one more match.
I'm talking realistically.
Active roster.
We know Cena's coming back. That's already been announced, and he said of the guys that are here now, who would you like to see?
I got you.
Cena take on at WrestleMania?
I don't know. I really don't know. Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens already fought Cena. Then you got Seth Rollins, he's already fought Cena. Roman Reigns, he's already fought Cena. So it's like, I'm trying to think of like, who hasn't faced him.
Well,
Dolph Ziggler, he's faced him. Big Show's faced him. Sheamus faced him.
two people are jumping to my mind.
All right, go ahead.
One is Big E.
Big E.
Big E.
Okay.
I think that could be an interesting match. But the one, if I had to say, the one that I think I would like to see the most, this one's gonna catch you off guard, I think, is John Cena versus bask in his glory. Oh,
Matt
bask
Riddle.
in his glory.
Who's that?
Keith Lee.
Oh, Keith Lee, yeah. That'd be pretty good.
Keith Lee and John Cena,
That'd be pretty
I
good.
think, would be a great match.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. Keith Lee and John Cena would be cool. I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
There's also the factor, too. Do you think CM Punk's going to return?
And think about that. Keith Lee, John Cena. Keith Lee wins that match. And John Cena, I could very well see John Cena being okay with losing that match to Keith Lee, to put Keith Lee over. Because Cena ain't got, we already know, he ain't worried about nothing. He ain't got nothing left to prove. He's already said he doesn't even have an interest in winning another world title. He's happy with staying tied with nature.
I'm happy
Nature
with that,
Boy.
too.
So, Cena probably wouldn't mind. Yeah, hey, I'll come back and, I'll put a guy over. Imagine if Keith Lee were to take on John Cena at WrestleMania
and
beat him. Man, imagine what that would do for his career.
I mean, what if, now you look at it this way, which could be interesting. They could be saving Orton and Edge for WrestleMania.
Oh, definitely. You got to have Orton and Edge WrestleMania.
But what if they made it a triple threat with John Cena because of the history all three of them have?
I think it would take away from that.
Cena's return.
No, I think it would take away from that Edge Randy Orton heat.
Rivalry, yeah.
I mean, they were partners, and then Randy Orton turned on him and viciously attacked him, and then not only viciously attacked him, went after the neck specifically.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was why he retired 11 years ago or whatever it was. 9 years ago.
Yep.
In 2011, that's why I said 11. So that's they're trying to build that up as like some major heat between the two of them. You go throwing another dude into the mix just because he used to have some good matches against those guys back in the day. But as of right now, he doesn't have any heat with them. I think you're taking away from that
right.
Edge Orton thing.
Well,
so could be interesting.
Second video.
Just so Raw. What did you said you had to talk about some Raw? We pretty much covered the
So on Monday Night
NXT
Raw,
or the SmackDown.
one
stuff.
cool thing I liked: Ricochet beat Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. You also had Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy, I believe, faced Samoa Joe and Seth Rollins for the tag belts. And they retained.
Who? You said Who and Buddy Murphy faced Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe?
No. Sorry, I'm a little tired, ladies and gentlemen. Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. And they retained, of course.
Yeah.
Brock, you had Drew McIntyre on MVP's VIP lounge. That was pretty cool. And then, MVP got smart with him and said, "You need me," kind of like a manager or mentor. And then he got a Claymore kick, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Kick. Yes, he did.
So they're really trying to get him over as, a top face. Who knows, maybe he's going to live up to what Vince McMahon used to call him, the chosen one. Because back in the day, that's what they were going with. They were really trying to push him, and one of his ring nicknames was the chosen one. That's what Vince McMahon named him as the next star. So maybe he's living up to that potential. So my hat's off to him.
We also had the return of Ruby Riott.
Yep. Ruby
who
Riott
attacked
did return.
Liv Morgan.
She did. Took her out, man.
So, I mean, Liv's got a new feud now.
Right, and it should be interesting, to say the least. I don't know, man. Raw had some good good segments. What was it? You also had, help me out here, Bill. What else happened on Raw? I don't either, ladies and gentlemen.
Nothing.
Matt Hardy and Randy Orton.
Oh yeah, there was that.
There was that. Matt Hardy, of all people, was defending Edge.
Yeah.
Asking Randy, "Why'd you do it?" I mean, I used to hate Edge because of the whole, Edge doing the on Lita. But Matt Hardy came out and said, "Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it?" Randy Orton just started attacking Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy was throwing some shots in, but Randy got the best of him, and I believe he gave him a concerto too.
And supposedly, from what I understand too, that was Matt Hardy's last appearance.
Yeah, I think he's done with WWE now.
I believe he is AEW bound.
But the question is, what's up with his brother Jeff? Is Jeff, with all his legal stuff and everything, is he done, or is he coming back to WWE?
I don't know.
And if not, will we see Jeff Hardy go with his brother to AEW?
Wouldn't it be kind of cool if Matt Hardy ended up going to NWA instead of AEW?
That would be kind of cool. Get NWA over.
Yeah, but I think he'll probably be AEW.
It just sucks that Impact won't let him have the broken mat.
Yeah.
That's kind of stupid. They should let him have it. But anywho.
Getting close too. Luke Harper should be making his debut in AEW here soon.
That's right. Heard he's got a new look too. So
I'm wondering if the beard will be gone.
I can see him being a new member of the Dark Order.
I can see him possibly being the leader of the Dark Order. Because there's that whole thing where the leader is still sort of secretive.
I like that.
The person in charge.
Now I think that. I'm going to go with that.
It could very well be. However, I think personally